wehmeyer show. We're going to have the same at around 11:15, so you can tune in and talk about the Saints if you want, or talk about anything NFL related. So we're going to go ahead and send your links out right now. Just we'll go ahead and do that for y'all, and we'll have these links up in a second. Let me get this for you. We should be up in a second. So once again, Facebook and YouTube has the live has the restream link. So if you want to come in and talk about anything in the world of Saints football or NFL football or anything in the world of sports, we're welcome to it. So let's go ahead and go over some Twitters for a few minutes, and we'll come back and put the Saints reports on for you live. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that up. Give me just a second to download. This is loading slow. Okay. Once again, this is from Shelmet Owl. So we're waiting on the just a second for all the tweets to load. Okay, this is a letter. This is all the years. Here, so this is once again follow them at Shelmet anytime. Also, this is from Valley Sports Cleveland. Also a second baseman for play in game. So that was yesterday. Also, let's see what else we have. Oh, 1995. They came. They won this game. They were 4-6 last playoff appearance for the Owls back in 1995. They defeated Landry 26-14 in that game. So that was in 19 back on August 10th. Back in 1990. Okay, this is Baseball Brothers. This is a minor league game from Greatest Apple. So let's see if you'll run. It looks like it's slow. So we're just waiting once again. Also, let's see all the other Twitters. Okay. Also, this was back in 1996. Well, from all district players back in 1996. Also, big news for on the beautiful New Orleans night. So that's what they was talking about. So that was big news right there. Also, Adrian Peterson is a Norris fan. That's saying right there also. Okay, this is a video. CU rookie Orleans. So Rookie Palmer led miss to 450 in his years with okay, Ty Gifford Bash, also another recruit for Tulane. So congratulations to him. Also 1997, Joe Prevail game that was back in 1997 when Chalmette won over Holy Cross 12-7. So let's see what else we have for you before we turn it over to the Saints practice reports in just a second. Okay, name the trio. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn it over in just a second. So once again, thanks for joining us here on Facebook and YouTube. So we'll shut. Okay, here it is. Saints practice reports when we beam it in for you.
All right. So look, another good day of situational work. I thought we got something out of that. Some really good situations there in the 2-minute. Thought the guys competed today, which was good to see. Thought the defense bounced back a little bit in 7-on-7 down there in the red area. So that was good to see those guys bounce back. I think our guys are competing at a high level, and so it's fun to see. We'll catch them this afternoon a little bit to start getting ready for Houston. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Yeah, look. So I'm just going to say this about the will or won't play in the game. We discussed that last night as a staff. I haven't had a chance to visit with the player, get a chance to visit with the players before I divulge anything in terms of who's going to play or who's not going to play in the game. On that line, philosophically, we're going to stay on that line. Well, yeah, not specifics, but I want to see guys play. Yeah, I do. And yet, look, there's some guys that I feel like I got a pretty good idea. What I'm going to be getting. There's some really good competition in a couple of spots that see some game action to evaluate, and so so will they play? There'll be a group of them there'll be a significant number that'll play, but there'll be some that won't see any or not a lot of action.
this like the first real game? It certainly can't tell us how you can break a tackle and nobody's tackling, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's not just running backs. I mean, the tackling part of the game. We've got to experience that defensively. We haven't tackled yet, so it'll be good to get out there and actually play a real live game and have some tackling going on. Anybody that possesses the ball has to understand that it's different when we're in a thud tempo than when we're tackling to the ground, and we got to make sure that we're protecting the flow. And you don't really get to experience that until you actually go through it. And so that's the part of the game that we haven't seen yet.
And when it comes to running back, to evaluate when you're play like the entire quarter and get in a groove, or see everybody with the arms, the first offensive line.
Well, it's kind of all relative a little bit. Typically, if you're in with the one offensive line, you're probably seeing the one defense. And as you get with the second or third offensive line, you're typically seeing the second or third defense. So I think it's kind of all relative. I do think that it's important to kind of allow guys to get in and get a few plays and kind of get in the groove a little bit rather than, subbing out every other play. So, we'll have a plan to work those guys and try to have a rotation where they're kind of getting in and getting a little bit of work and not really just in and out.
How good is the running back position? Obviously, the first game. How many might that you'll kind of know, people on a list like Malcolm Brown. To get the more younger running backs an opportunity, like whether it's Zigbo or whether it's.
Well, yeah, look, certainly, we got some guys that we really need to see. I mean, you mentioned Zigbo and Abram Smith. Those are guys that we want to be able to see. We want to be able to see, Tony Jones get out there and carry the football. So yeah, I think that's a petition that we got in that room, and we want to have an opportunity to kind of evaluate what those guys can do.
I know last summer you guys had 4 quarterbacks, and because if Mason was ever not going to be the starter, you want to look at Trevor Simeon as a backup. Is it just the numbers game set for you this year, or did you consciously want to make sure Ian got a lot more reps?
Well, I think that was a lot of it. It's all a numbers game, and so I think that was part of the equation that we really wanted to have an opportunity to get that, because really the fourth quarterback doesn't get much work in camp, and so you're carrying the extra roster spot that we could use for a position. So, and then obviously, look, we signed KJ Costello to be the third quarterback in this game, and we'll see where he's at from a mental, if he gets in a game or gets some reps.
And in turn, how much have you seen all the reps he's getting this summer compared to last summer?
Well, look, I think I've definitely seen some improvement. He's still, he's got a ways to go, but I've seen some improvement just in terms of understanding the offense, being able to get in and out of the huddle, like simple things that you don't really think of. I think he's much improved in that area. I think he's more confident with what he's doing. I think one of his skill sets that I really like is his ability to kind of go off schedule a little bit. I think that's at times when I've seen him. So I see him getting some significant action season game.
Seems like you guys have looked at it.
I have one right here real quick.
Trevor having to learn where the line is as far as his competitiveness. Not just Saturday, these next 5 things, out of town.
Yeah.
Is that important?
Look,
his teammates?
So I would say this. I would say yes, it's important, but I would also say that I think it's getting way more attention outside of our building than it probably needs. I see a guy that plays hard, extremely hard on every single play. Are there some times where we got to pull back the reins a little bit? Yeah. But I wouldn't classify that any differently than anybody else. He just plays hard. And he plays from snap to whistle, and that's what you want him to do. So I kind of like it.
It seems like you guys are a handful of guys from the USFL. How is that maybe changing scouting? Does it help put guys on the radar?
Well, I think one of the things it does is because these guys just finished playing a season, they're in shape and kind of football shape and ready to go. And I think that's one of the important things that you have to see when you bring guys in for a workout. The first thing you're looking for is a guy that's going to be available. Because typically you're bringing guys in more often than not because of some sort of an injury where you have some depth needs at a position. Having those guys be in shape and ready to play is I think it's a big deal. But you also get like that was, I mean, you see them in the spring and they're playing real football. It's a good evaluation.
Beyond the game plan that you like for you personally, are there any kind of pregame rituals or anything that might just change for you before the first preseason game now that you're the head coach?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, there's responsibilities that change. I don't know about rituals. I'm just coach a football game.
You've seen C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You mentioned the goal line 7-on-7. He made a couple of plays from him in the last week.
Yeah, I've seen him make some plays. I've seen him look like, Ducey. And so that's been good to see. I mean, look, we love the player. We've been able to accomplish defensively here. Excited about watching him out there compete. Like that's the one thing about that player is he's going to come out, and when he's between the lines, he's competing, and that's what we love about him. I don't think it's anything serious, but yes, he's dealing with or something like that.
How important is the veteran leadership, especially for guys who aren't going to be playing as far as their impact?
Well, the best teams I've been a part of, is when the locker room kind of takes over. And so, yeah, it's important for these vets. And look, these preseason games are important for a lot of people in a lot of different ways. And the role that some of these vets play, whenever it's time for them not to be participating in the game, on the sideline, helping these young guys be in their eyes a little bit, tell them what they see. I think that's important. Well, I think he's had a good last couple of days, and so that's been pleasing to see. I think there's some competition there. J.P. Holtz is another guy that we've lined up in that position. So, I think these games will kind of start to sort some of this stuff out.
This Saturday preseason games, how important winning is it?
Well, I think winning's always important. And so we're going to the game to try to win the game. And preseason is a little bit unique because there's an evaluation process that's going on, and so you're going to be playing some players that you look at. So it's kind of a little bit of a fine line, but at the same time, that's what our business is. Our business is winning, and so we're gonna try to win. Now, some of the decisions we make on how we play the game may change because we might try to get an evaluation of something. So it's unique, but I do think winning is important. It's a lot. It's a lot. I think I took part in a few of those. Yeah, look, I mean, I think John does a great job, and I've got a heck of an organization over there, and certainly you've seen the wins in preseason. They played over into what they've been able to do in the regular season.
Yeah, on the wide receiver lines, like from a defensive perspective, what are you guys looking for there? And like, when are the times when maybe it's unrealistic to place value in some of those routes?
Well, look, we're looking at number one, competitiveness. All right, we're looking at guys transitioning in and out. We're looking at who can make a play. Look, there's two sets of one-on-ones that really kind of go on throughout the course of training camp. You have your wide receivers, DB one-on-ones, which is a little bit skewed towards the offense because it's just a single route. The quarterback knows where he's going with the ball. He's not having to read any defenses. So it's just, receiver versus the defensive back, and they've got the whole field really. So it's a little bit slanted in that direction. But yet we're looking for fundamentals and technique. And then on the other side, with the D-line and the offensive line, it's a little bit slanted towards the defense because the defense doesn't have to worry about any form of a run or anything like that. They're just getting off on the snap and rushing the passer. So, but again, we're looking for competitiveness, fundamentals, technique, those types of things.
But you spoke a little bit about Kirk Merritt's development since OTAs. What have you seen from Dejon Dixon in that department as well?
Yeah, look, undrafted rookie free agent that's come in and kind of caught my eye just a little bit. I like his size. I think he does for a bigger receiver. I think he transitions really well. And he's, he's been pretty good mentally. So those are good qualities to have. It helps if they're good players. I mean, it's cool, right? It's cool. They're from Louisiana. Everybody's got some familiarity with them. But at the end of the day, like, you got to be able to play. So that's really what we're like. I love Louisiana. I love New Orleans. But it's really all about getting guys here that can play. And fortunately for us, there's a lot of guys in this state that can play football. So that's kind of cool. All good? All right, thanks.
Okay, that was Coach Dennis Allen talking about the preparations for this week's game against the Texans. That game will be Saturday night. We will have the game for you here on Facebook and YouTube. So once again, if you want to come in, talk about Saints football or anything in the world of sports, you can come in through the restream links and Facebook and YouTube, or if you want to go regular chat, that would be fine. We have another player coming up.
So how's it going, everybody? That's good. Running backs room. I mean, we got 6 guys now, and everybody can play some ball. I feel like everybody's confidence level is high. So, I mean, there's competition in the room. I see it every day. And Saturday is the day for what we could do, And just speaking for I got to prove it now, too. I just feel like everybody going to go out there, do what they got to do, play fast, and just play some ball. I try to get in the end zone,
Are there 1 or 2 things that you kind of that you want to bring to the table kind of for the game? Maybe catching and receiving,
I'll say more so just whatever I could do for the team. Right now, I feel like my confidence level is so high, so I feel like I could do anything, but I'm going to play my role, and that's just whatever they want it to be. And I'm going to try to execute that and just run with that. And hopefully I could do whatever I could do to help this team win some games.
We've seen you kind of split out a couple times, run some outside.
Yeah, man. I mean, so honestly, like, that's just my coach, JT, and I just told him, man, man, like, I'm so confident right now, so put me out there, let me play with me. So he just seeing what I can, like they spread me out wide, having me run a little go route. I'm catching the ball, so just keep feeding me the rock. That's all I gotta say to that. Yeah, it was a little rail route. Andy threw me that ball. Nice ball by Andy. Shout out to him. Yeah, I caught it. But that's what I'm supposed to do, right? Catch the ball. So
What's we used 100,000 this game, so it's higher now than it has been?
I would say just off-season work, having a good team behind my back, family to support me. And I don't know. Honestly, I would say that I just wake up every day with a great attitude just to come out there and play some ball. So, and we start practice at 9, but I come out here at 8 o'clock and get extra work in. So I I just think just doing all of the right things, and then it's obviously carrying over to the field.
Is that different than previous years? Maybe like even just like not having all the pandemic restrictions and everything.
Well, I just think that personally, my mindset is different. And saying that, I would just say that every year, as we get older in this league, they find ways of pushing you out the building. So me being, a 7-year vet, I'm trying to find ways to be with the young guys and still run with them guys and still show my talent.
You said they asked coach to put you at wide out and run some routes.
Well, more so, I just tell him just to let me play some football. You know what I mean? Put me out there, see what I can do.
I was wondering, is that how you've always been, like in high school and college? Were you always the guy who was looking for more opportunities to maybe catch the ball?
Well, so high school, I was a receiver, and then college, my second year, that's when I moved over to running back. So I feel like I'm a versatile athlete. I feel like I can do it all. I can block, I can catch, I can run the ball, I can play special teams like crazy. I can tackle too, you know what I mean? Wrap and roll, bite the ball, all that stuff. Block a punt.
That's all that special teams actually play into the confidence that you're talking about.
I mean, really just the game of football, you know what I mean? And special teams has always been like my main role. But I mean, I'm ready for the, if I can get some runs in, and get in the system a little bit, that'll be dope.
Yeah, how much does that kind of change for you when you're trying to compete for that, kept running back spot versus, this is a major role that I have on special teams. Obviously, two things competing for this thing.
Yeah. Well, so to answer that, I think that all of this started off in the off season. So usually just me being a special team guy, my off season will be more so focused on staying in shape, working on my angles and tackling and all that kind of stuff. And then obviously doing running back stuff. But I think that this off season, I did way more running back stuff, and can actually have a running back coach for the whole off season. So I just think that all of that just carrying over to, trying to just engrave that mindset and run it back,
And I mean, this kind of goes without saying, but so you feel confident that you can be that kind of running back as well as.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like I said, man, like my confidence level is high right now.
Do you feel like that extra running back work's paying off and one of your better camps? Looks like you're making a lot of plays out there.
Yeah, and just talking shit and just trying to back it up at the same time. But talk crap and back it up, Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Preseason games are more fun. You can get like chances to show you like what you can do live reps.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty fun, man, because they've been dog on dog, Saints, and just for us to go out there, go to a different squad playing Houston, and hopefully we can get on them boys a little bit and show them what we capable of.
Did you feel as confident when you first entered the league, or is it all new?
No. This isn't new. I just think that my confidence level of actually playing running back it's just a little, boost to just what I got going on. But I've always been confident. I mean, in this league, everybody talented and everybody, fast, speed, they can do everything. But I just think that mentally, when you just kind of got like that higher level of computer, that's when you actually play good ball.
Was there one moment that you made that mental switch?
Yeah, so I had my third child, Kylo, in the off season, so he kind of boosted everything to make me go out there and play a little harder. I got kids now, so I got to keep putting some food on the table. I got to, yeah. That's it. Free shot.
So we'll wait for another player to come up. Once again, thanks for joining us. You're on Sports Talk. Saints practice reports today for August 11th. So we're waiting for those another player. So also we'll have post-game coverage after Saturday night's game. So we will have Coach Allen to talk about the game against the Texans. So we will have that immediately following the game. So once again, if you want to come in and talk anything, hold on. I don't know who this is. Hello? You have the wrong number. Fucking. Sorry about that, folks. So we're just waiting on another player to come in. So give me. So we're going to turn the cameras this way. Once the player comes in, we will have go back to the coverage. So for that player to come in. So let's go ahead and look at some more Twitters. Okay, this is from Pickwise. If you're looking at it on the screen, this is one of the players going. Okay, let's see what else we have. Hold on one second. Okay, it's another one. If you can see it, let us know. I'm gonna put the cameras quite close to it. So this is okay, another player coming up. Let's switch it back over.
Oh yeah, looking really looking forward to it. Really get back out there, play football again. It's been a while since I played an actual football game. I mean, February Senior Bowl, but even that, it's not the same as being on a team with a bunch of the guys you know on the full camp. So it's super excited to get back out there and play football again.
Just in the last 2 weeks, how much more comfortable and how much better do you feel?
Yeah, I think over the last 2 weeks since the camp first started, I definitely feel a lot more comfortable. Starting to get the hang of kind of some of the techniques I've been being taught. Yeah, it's been going really well.
Did you feel like you're had a lot to learn, or is it just like learning things out there?
Yeah, I'd say as a rookie, I mean all rookies, you're basically learning a bunch of technique that just it's new to you. You don't really know much about it. That's anything. Even going from high school to college, you learn a bunch of new different stuff. A bunch of stuff's being thrown at you. So, yeah, it's a lot to learn, but it's kind of starting to all make sense now. I can play much faster. I don't have to quite think as much. It's just kind of you just go now. Mostly like hand placement, punching. That's kind of what I've been learning a lot of. That's kind of my one key area. I really need to focus on is kind of my hand usage, even run game. I've been really focusing on that, and now it's almost getting to the point. I mean, I don't have to think about it. So, look kind of at some of their gear, but I mean, there are a bunch of guys that we don't know. I know today in meetings we're going to be talking more about it and really focus
obviously more living out by like videos and stuff. That you have better coaches or players trying to almost bait you.
Um, I don't. I could tell you, but you just gotta play. But be smart at the same time.
Looked at later that you went too far. Do you think they were all?
No, we're competing. Football's physical, so I think there's maybe a couple that were like, okay, I gotta maybe chill. They said that. I mean, they're like, okay, you can't do that. I'm like, okay, and you learn from it, and you get better from it. But I'm not gonna take away the physical part of my game.
So do you see yourself adapting more, or them kind of adapting to you? Hey, this is the way this guy plays.
Probably a little bit of both, honestly. A little bit of both. I mean, people know kind of how I play, and they're gonna know what they're getting when they go against me. But yeah, I'd say that.
Trevor, not just Saturday. You also have a lot of work coming up in Bay. What do you learn going against guys who aren't good teammates that you haven't been able to learn?
Yeah, it'll be different. It'll be fun going against different guys for sure. Kind of seeing how other guys on other team plays. I mean, I'm kind of used to going against Peyton Turner, Taco, all those guys. It'll be different to switch it up and see different style of players and see what they do. So it'll be good to be out there next week. What was that? Yeah, that'll be pretty nice. get a little, more of my, I don't know, Midwest kind of style of weather. So that'll be nice.
A lot of reps in Houston and then in Green Bay too, just because, like you said, there's a lot to learn.
I don't really know yet. I mean, we haven't really talked too much, but I assume I'll be playing quite a bit.
How aware are you of
a little bit. I try not to look too much into that. I mean, I just play my game. I don't let outside distractions bother me. I mean, I play football, and
friends back home?
Yeah. No, some people show me some stuff, and some of them kind of funny. I mean, I laugh at some of them, but yeah.
Is there a point where you expect to maybe not get a tired of you without getting asked about this?
Shit, I don't know. I don't know if it will ever happen.
Remember, did you let's start with pre-draft reports in the Senior Bowl, or this has been? This has been.
Probably pre-draft or the Senior Bowl reviews, the first kind of interviews with people that started bringing that stuff up. I'm like, oh shit. I mean, it's kind of how I play. I mean,
right? I mean, that's you just said it. That's kind of who you are. Like,
yeah.
You almost kind of expect it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not football. I mean, you gotta be mean. I mean, you want the guy across you to hate your guts. I mean, if the guy hates you, like, you're doing your job. So. I mean, obviously, going for a starting role, I mean, everybody should be striving for that. But I control what I can control. So I work on getting better every day, and then ultimately it comes down to the coach's decision. So I'm just working on getting better every day.
Going into the first preseason game, biggest story last 10 the live picks. Do you embrace that? Do you obviously not that you think it's fair at all about your energy at all?
Oh, I'm really excited to go in this game. I mean, I don't really think the pick, like high draft, I don't think it matters anymore. We're all on the team. Everyone's trying to earn spots. I mean, it's a football game. You got to be excited going into it.
Same kind of story. A high draft pick represents a big team. So they both invest by their fan base. They want to see what kind of return on investment they might be getting. I wonder if you embrace that storyline.
Yeah. I don't really get the question, but
okay. In terms of that transition coming from college to the NFL, sometimes we hear about the speed of it so different. Is that something you feel like you made headway on, or the preseason games really your opportunity?
I'd say a little bit of both. I'd say, I mean, when I first got here, the speed was like, wow, it's NFL. like it's a change, but you kind of it's same with going from high school to college. It was it's slow. You start getting the hang of it. You start learning more, and you get adapted to it. And that's the same thing with the NFL happens. So it's slowing down for sure now. Still a lot of work to do. So yeah.
I'm curious when you talk about some of the short line thing. How much of that is street? Just having a guy who's played more than a decade in the league recently be your coach.
Yeah, it's really like tremendous to have someone that played that long and has the experience that he has. So having him, sitting next to me in meetings every day, coaching me, little bitty details of everything, one of everything. It's great to have that. And just the advice he gives, and everything the coach is really been awesome so far.
We can hear some of it a little bit down there in the forum. It seems like everything's communicated pretty clearly, easy to understand.
Yeah, no, he makes his point very good. He's telling you exactly what he expects, what he wants, and then if you don't do it right, he's going to make you do it again, show you exactly what he wants and how to do it. So
on Saturday when we go out, we had those preseason games. Anything special about the first uniform?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't care if it's preseason or not. I'm excited to play football again, play for the same. I got a bunch of family and friends back home watching, so it'll be a really, really incredible time.
From a strength and conditioning perspective, what you showed that OTAs about using your feet as a foundation. And that's what's something. Do you feel like your feet, like then your pushes and things like that, are stronger than ever?
Yeah, I mean, with football, if you don't use your technique right, you're losing a lot of strength. So, using the right technique, you definitely your elbows are inside. You're getting on your insteps, and you're driving through a guy. You're gonna feel way stronger than your elbows out, 1 foot in the ground. So, using different techniques and stuff, you can really kind of get to your full potential strength. So that's kind of what I've been noticing recently. When I do a rep that it's technically right, you're like, wow, I feel a lot stronger than I ever have. So yeah.
Anything specific that stood out to you going up against or watching film of Kia? I guess made you realize why he's been so successful.
Yeah. I mean, he's technically sound. I mean, you can tell watching him. He knows exactly. He's just he's basically a step ahead of everyone he's going against. He knows what he's going to tackle does this or so. Just his technique and everything he does is just. I mean, you can tell he's been around a while and he's really good at it. So.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, we're waiting for another player to come up, hopefully within a few minutes. So I'm gonna say this about Trevor Pinion. That young man has his head on his shoulders. So no question, no pun intended. I mean, he's waiting for the preseason. He don't care if it's preseason. Look, those games are a lot important because these players that they drafted may not get another shot joining the team. So they may get cut within a couple of the first two games once the games begin. So this is their shot right here to try to impress the coaches and make the team. So once again, we are waiting for another player to come up. Once again, thanks for joining us here on Sports Talk. We are Saints Training Camp Reports today. So once again, if you want to come in and talk anything Saints related, you come in through the Restream links, which is on Facebook and YouTube. or if you want to come in the chat room, that's fine. We're just waiting on another player to come up. Let me see if
What's going on? There's gonna be more pad practices, reps, things like that. How you feel so far going into these things? I feel good. I guess a lot of good competition. At my first NFL camp, feels good. I got high expectations, high standards for myself, so I can't wait to play my first preseason game. I'm fun. How can you avoid letting that kind of first NFL exposure getting all your back? It's a good experience. I mean, a dream to be able to be in the NFL since a young age. I'm finally here, so I try not to be too hard on myself, but I think that I'm trying to compete. So I feel like it's been a good experience going against a lot of good competition, like I said, and I'm just getting better. There's something specific kind of on in this first preseason game that you can't do without kind of live drills like that. Just game speed. I feel like when it comes to game days, I feel like I'm on the field and I want to be able to win and put that on film. So I feel like going into there, I have a good mindset. And, however long I play, it'll be the best. There's something about you looking to do against somebody else. That's why you got the sickness. Yeah, it's definitely a thought in my mind to be able to go against somebody else. But at the end of the day, it's all good competition. At the end of the day, finally getting out there to play my first NFL game is gonna be fun, and I can't wait to go out there and do that. So, it looks like you're creating a lot of separation. What's the key to that? When you think about it, about the how to do some of that stuff? That's just how I play the game. I feel like my job is to make it easier on the quarterback to get open. So I want to be able to get open and make sure I'm on it every day, so we can build that trust. That's what I did at Ohio State, and that's what I want to bring out to the NFL to this team.
Really, you can't talk about press coverage stuff in the early. You feel like you've been working on it.
Oh yeah, I feel like I got way better. Just reps over time and throughout the practice with great cornerback going against great cornerbacks. So I feel like I'm getting a lot better at that. And once I get better at that, I feel like I'll be a lot better in my game.
Do you like the expectations everybody has for you?
Oh yeah, of course. I like it. Make me want to go harder, but like I said, my expectation for myself is way higher than that. So I don't really look at that stuff. Kind of keep it to myself. And know I'm not playing the level I want to. Kind of get mad at myself and kind of reach that level. And, I feel like I can do that. And I feel like that's what makes me play at this level and do what I did at Ohio State is having that self mindset and raising that bar for myself. So I feel like good for me.
What's the one thing that you might just talk to you or do that kind of just really sticks with you?
He just got a really good routine. Really good routine. He's consistent with his routine today. So just staying consistent with that. I feel like everything else is going to take care of itself. When he's on the field, he don't really talk much. I kind of follow that lead. He got that dog, so I feel like that makes me want to go harder. Like that makes the whole team better. So.
Something about this experience surprised you? It just kind of seems like taking people on right away. It doesn't really look like there's been picture or anything. Like, is anything surprised you at all about the NFL?
Not at all. Man, like I said, Ohio State really prepared me for this. We go to Ohio State, it's competition every day. I fight for your job every day. So really prepared me for this. Into camp, I feel like it was the same at Ohio State. Really separated me from everybody else. I was prepared and ready. I wanted to make a step for my first camp.
So you want to talk about who's the biggest trash type of receiver?
I don't know, man. I feel like once we get in the game, we're gonna find. But I feel like once somebody starts talking to us, I feel like we got. But that's just the type of receivers we got. We're not gonna start, but I feel like we're gonna finish.
Strengths that you felt like you really had as a receiver. I've been able to tell how we can play pretty well at this level. Speed or
Just probably my speed and my quickness. I feel like that's the really things that stand out to me. Coming in here, I feel like that's what I was one of my strengths coming here and using that at this level too. I can use that also in the NFL. So just using that and then bringing a lot of other tools in my game on the field. I feel like that's going to be a lot throughout the year.
not putting your foot in the ground.
Oh yeah, my change of direction is really good. Also, I work on that kind of stretching line, but it's really natural ability, and God bless me with that. So I kind of try to use that, get in and out breaks, and kind of shape people at the line. I feel like that helps me a lot in my game too.
There's something that's often been asked of you and things like perimeter runoff. I feel like that's something that's been asked of you or something that you're working to develop.
Yeah, we did that a lot at Ohio State. They asked us a lot, especially on the perimeter. We had a lot of stretch plays, outside runs, so we definitely did that a lot. And I feel like I can carry that on Ohio State with the NFL. It was cool. I mean, yeah, I was after college at like 160, so I wasn't really enjoying it early on, but I kind of got into it, and we had to do it, so I kind of got it. We had to block, so I feel like I got into it. It was fun at the end of the day.
I mean, can it be a nice change of pace in that when you're lining up, the DB's trying to physically review you, now all of a sudden it's a chance for you to be the aggressive physically.
Oh yeah, I mean that's I think you can't really make contact. It's a physical game. It's a physical game, so we got to get physical at the line, take their hands on us, and we got to fight. blocking, try to pass change of pace because one blocking, then you can be aggressive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you just gotta push them around, make real running back at the end of the day. So that's just what it is. So appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay, once again, thanks for joining us here on Sports Talk, Saints Practice Reports. Christian Olabiye, I'm going to say this about him. Look, I think he will make a wide receiver for this team. No pun intended, towards Michael Thomas or something like that. For the matter is, I think he can be that that second wide receiver going into the Saints game. So when Michael Thomas gets off the field on first down, he could probably be the second down wide receiver or the third down wide receiver. That would be the best option right there. So once again, this is from New Orleans Saints practice reports. We will have these every single day throughout the season. So once again, also just a reminder, we will have Saturday's game here on Facebook and YouTube. The game will be around 7 o'clock. Also, we'll have post-game coverage after the game. You better come in, talk about the Saints. You can chat or you can video chat with us if you want. We will have the links out for you. Just like we have the links now waiting for in the Facebook and YouTube chat rooms. So if you want to come in and discuss anything in the world of Saints football or NFL football, you can easily chime in. So we're just waiting on another player. If this is the last one, we will wrap it up for today. Waiting on another player to come up. Once that player is done, we will wrap up the show. So we're waiting on him now. He should be coming up in a few seconds. Okay, while waiting, we will go ahead and back to Twitter. Sorry, go ahead back to Twitter updates. So we'll pull back in. Stop. Okay, now let me help Eric Collins get off to a start. That was in 1998. Countdown. So this is the actual newspaper article that happened back in 1998. So once again, this is from Al Shamet. Following Al Shamet, they always have good information on your Shamet, on the Shamet Owls. Their first game, the Jamboree, that will be in a couple of weeks. So we're waiting anybody to come on. Once again, we will sorry about that. Just wait on the connection. Give me 1 second. I mean, I know it's a little slow, but okay, no more Saints play. I'm gonna wrap it up. So it looks like we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Switch it over to my side. Okay, once again, thanks for joining us for this edition of Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer Show. We will be back on tomorrow with Saints practice reports if we get them. So you can tune in tomorrow or tune in Saturday to the Saints and Texas game. Will be on Facebook and YouTube. So everybody, see you tomorrow.